1. The Hogan Business Reasoning Inventory primarily measures which type of ability? Emotional intelligence. B. Strategic and analytical reasoning. Memory retention. D. Mechanical aptitude. 2. What is the main goal of the HBRI in professional assessment? A. To evaluate technical coding skills. B. To assess business judgment and decision-making style. C. To measure physical endurance. D. To test basic reading comprehension. 3. How does the HBRI differ from traditional IQ tests? A. It focuses on practical business reasoning and decision contexts. B. It measures emotional empathy. It evaluates creativity only. D. It tests vocabulary comprehension. 4. Which reasoning type does the HBRI emphasize when solving business problems with incomplete data? A. Inductive reasoning. Abstract reasoning. C. Deductive reasoning. D. Spatial reasoning. 5. Why should educators apply adult learning principles when teaching HBRI preparation? A. Adults benefit from relevant, experience-based problem solving. B. Adults prefer rote memorization. C. Adults learn best through unstructured guessing. D. Adults rely solely on instructor-led lectures. 6. What skill does the HBRI measure through pattern recognition and logical relationships? A. Qualitative reasoning. B. Quantitative reasoning. C. Mechanical reasoning. D. Verbal reasoning. 7. Which learning approach best supports comprehension of HBRI question patterns? A. Experiential learning with real-world case scenarios. B. Memorizing answer keys. C. Watching unrelated videos. Skipping practice tests. 8. How can instructors evaluate learner progress in HBRI reasoning development? A. Through diagnostic pre-tests and post-assessments. B. Through random assignments. C. Through multiple unrelated tasks. D. Through essay reflections only. 9. Which HBRI reasoning area involves interpreting data and drawing numerical conclusions? A. Abstract reasoning. B. Quantitative reasoning. C. Creative reasoning. D. Linguistic reasoning. 10. In the HBRI, which reasoning type is assessed when identifying rules from patterns or trends? A. Inductive reasoning. B. Lateral reasoning. C. Deductive reasoning. Contextual reasoning. 11. What instructional method helps learners apply HBRI reasoning under pressure? A. Timed simulation tests with feedback. B. Open discussions without structure. C. Long essays on reasoning theory. D. Group debates. 12. Which principle of adult education aligns best with HBRI test preparation? A. Learning must be problem-centered and applicable to work contexts. B. Learning should be theory only. C. Learners should memorize formulas only. D. Learning must exclude peer feedback. 13. How should feedback be delivered after a mock HBRI test? A. Immediately and constructively, focusing on reasoning improvement. B. Delayed in general. C. Infrequently and without examples. Only after final evaluation. 14. What is the benefit of using database scenarios in HBRI preparation? A. They help develop critical business decision-making skills. B. They simplify the test to rote memorization. C. They reduce reasoning accuracy. D. They limit logical thinking. 15. Which aspect of communication is crucial when mentoring learners for HBRI success? A. Clarity and relevance of instruction. Frequent use of jargon. C. Rapid speech with minimal explanation. D. Avoiding questions. 16. What does the HBRI measure to predict performance in leadership roles? A. Critical thinking and analytical judgment. B. Typing speed. Task memorization. Writing fluency. 17. Why is evaluation design critical in HBRI-based learning programs? A. It ensures that assessments align with reasoning outcomes. B. It replaces formative assessments. C. It focuses on non-relevant skills. D. It minimizes learner accountability. 18. What teaching technique fosters higher-order reasoning for HBRI tasks? A. Case analysis and solution justification. B. Passive note-taking. C. Guessing based on intuition. Isolated drills. 19. How does the HBRI assist organizations in personnel development? A. It identifies reasoning styles linked to effective decision-making. B. It measures attendance consistency. C. It tracks emotional empathy. D. It scores grammatical precision. 20. What is the best mentoring strategy for learners struggling with abstract reasoning? Using visual models and guided examples. B. Repeating the same questions. C. Removing support materials. D. Providing unrelated content. 21. In adult education, how can reflection enhance HBRI reasoning learning? A. By encouraging learners to connect reasoning strategies to work tasks. B. By focusing on memorization. C. By discouraging peer discussion. D. By emphasizing guessing. 22. What is one ethical principle when administering the HBRI? A. Ensuring confidentiality and fairness in test administration. B. Sharing scores publicly. C. Giving preferential scoring. D. Manipulating data for results. 23. What type of reasoning does the HBRI assess when testing prediction accuracy from given facts? A. Deductive reasoning. B. Mechanical reasoning. C. Emotional reasoning. D. Verbal reasoning. 24. How can instructors maintain learner engagement in HBRI sessions? A. By incorporating gamified assessments and interactive feedback. B. By eliminating participation. C. By delivering long lectures. D. By discouraging group practice. 25. How should mentors address anxiety in learners taking the HBRI? A. Through confidence-building activities and realistic simulations. B. By ignoring emotional responses. C. By increasing test difficulty. By focusing only on theory. 26. Which curriculum component best ensures mastery of HBRI concepts? A. Sequential learning that builds reasoning complexity. B. Randomized topic exposure. C. Ungraded participation. D. Passive readings. 27. Which regulatory consideration applies to HBRI administration in employment contexts? A. Compliance with fair testing and equal opportunity laws. B. Disclosure of confidential answers. C. Employer bias in scoring. D. Unregulated administration. 28. What skill does the HBRI's qualitative reasoning section primarily assess? A. Evaluating verbal and logical relationships in business contexts. B. Identifying mechanical patterns. C. Measuring visual memory. D. Testing language fluency. 29. Why is formative feedback crucial during HBRI training sessions? A. It provides learners with ongoing insight into performance improvements. B. It delays correction. C. It replaces summative evaluation. D. It focuses only on outcomes. How can technology enhance evaluation in HBRI training? A. Through adaptive learning platforms that track reasoning accuracy. B. By eliminating instructor feedback. C. By standardizing all answers. D. By discouraging analytical thinking. 31. Which mentoring method fosters independent critical reasoning for the HBRI? A. Guided questioning and Socratic dialogue. B. Direct lecture repetition. C. Restrictive memorization. D. Silent observation. 32. What communication strategy supports HBRI learners' confidence? A. Providing constructive feedback, emphasizing progress. B. Using complex jargon. C. Avoiding encouragement. D. Comparing learners publicly. 33. How does adult motivation theory apply to HBRI instruction? A. Adults are motivated when learning connects to real-world decision-making. B. Adults prefer irrelevant practice. C. Adults enjoy repetitive drills. D. Adults dislike performance feedback. 34. Which element ensures regulatory compliance during corporate HBRI use? A. Adherence to standardized testing protocols and documentation. B. Allowing arbitrary test modifications. C. Ignoring candidate privacy. D. Adjusting scores manually. 35. Why should evaluation data from HBRI results be analyzed carefully? A. To interpret reasoning trends and guide future learning interventions. B. To rank learners subjectively. C. To delete test results. D. To avoid performance tracking. 36. Which assessment format is most effective for evaluating HBRI reasoning application? A. Scenario-based problem-solving exercises. B. Multiple-choice recall questions. C. Grammar correction tasks. D. Vocabulary lists. 37. How does the HBRI promote diversity in professional reasoning profiles? A. By recognizing various valid approaches to decision-making. B. By enforcing one standardized reasoning style. By penalizing creative logic. D. By excluding cultural differences. 38. What strategy best supports adult learners in retaining HBRI reasoning skills? A. Repetition with contextual variation and real-world application. B. Single-session exposure. C. Memorization without context. D. Reading theoretical materials only. 39. What is the role of continuous mentoring in HBRI development programs? A. To support consistent improvement through feedback and modeling. To evaluate learners once only. C. To remove instructor involvement. D. To limit growth.